Hey, it's me, Monotream. The video you're about to watch is part 2 of a 2-part series showing the entirety of Hardmode of Terraria's Thorium mod. If you haven't watched part 1, go watch it. If you have, sit back, drink a cup of tea, and enjoy. I started Hardmode like anyone would do, smashing altars, mining, making another pickaxe, making a weapon, more mining, more bars, more pickaxes, mining, and I made the forge. I made some adamantite to change it to titanium, and I made my first proper weapon, the titanium ricochet. I wonder what that does. It ricochets. With my first weapons in hand, I killed my first wyverns to get souls of flight for wings. I bought the throwing rack, which gives you a special boost, and some kunai for later. Just trust me, it'll be worth it. I made a loom. I gathered some cobwebs, gathered some souls of light to try and make my first armor set, because it doesn't use the metals, it uses silk and souls of night. Which I found a nice little spot in hell. I've made the Plague Doctor armor set, which gives you bonuses to plague gas, but I didn't bother. I bought some balloons, turned them into special balloons, found some more souls and ichor. I got some flesh. Found out the balloons were cool but crap. I built more houses. I killed another wall of flesh for emblems. Went up into the sky again. Found a harpy feather and made some harpy wings. And made a key of plight, which is a new type of soul, which is a new type of key which gives you stuff. I started to fight it. I tried the balloons and they were not really ideal. They only really worked on this guy. And also, that's not good. I killed it, got some stuff I didn't really need, and some potions, and I started the fight with the destroyer. Which with the ricochet of the weapon wasn't bad, since it ricocheted from part to part and the bounced off of the drones into him. So after some mild laser dodging, eventually I beat Destroyer, which is a good check worth record. I got the usual stuff and some new stuff, and I made a new weapon, which was pretty cool. I summoned my next boss basically straight away, the Borean Strider, while fighting an ice golem to get some better wings. It didn't end well. We spawned the Borean Strider in, and he's not hard. I killed him with ease. He didn't even drop anything worth talking about at all. I killed another one to assert dominance. I headed to the aquatic depths to try and find a weapon and die to a clam. I made unlimited gills potion, found some stuff I couldn't use, then found a use for it for a new canteen, and I also found the best item in the game, it turns you into a fish. A fish, just look at him go. I was in awe of this and I wandered around for a good 10 minutes just as a fish. I have no reason for this, but this is a real goldfish moment. After that distraction, I headed back to the depths, still looking for the weapon I was after, which I managed to get distracted again by a whale who drops how to speak whale, which lets you ride a whale. So that's nice. I basically gave up on that and decided to go against the next boss in Hell, the Fallen Beholder. And let's just say it didn't end well for me. I made more infinite potions. Made a scroll that combines them all. Got a new mount which was better for this fight, as it moves fast. It was a good pupper. I summoned it again, and I died again, close to the end. But on my third time's the charm, I got the hang of it a bit more. Just basically using the dog to keep away. When he gets to the second phase, it's even more keep away from him if you don't want to perish. But it's not bad, despite the lava waves. I got an item that gives you basically 15% if you just put your mouse on it. And a new orb spawned into the world, Lodestone, which allows me to make a new weapon, which is a javelin, which makes every javelin do more damage, so that would be useful for the next bosses. But not boss time yet. It is Pirates, which the Ricochet did quick work of, mostly, and worked a treat for the Flying Dutchman since it bounced off. And look at this fucking geometry. You'd never seen anything like it. Eventually I did beat it, sold all the loot that I didn't want or care about, and died to a ninja parrot. I did some more things, built an arena in the Hallowed to fight my least favourite boss in this game, which is Queen Slime. It's less hard and more annoying than most things, but thanks to having a weapon that could bounce off of things, it just dealt with all the minions. Even the second phase is just not interesting. It's just they can fly now. She can fly now. I can fly too. Short time afterwards, the Queen Slime fell with all the useless stuff I couldn't use. I decided to make a other useful modded item, which could also allow me to change the time of day, which just required a watch and some wires and some pixie dust, which is very useful. Just an instant time changer. I accidentally pressed it too many times and summoned Skeleton Prime in daytime. So that's fun. I did it again, and this time didn't spam it. And I started the fight with Skeleton Prime. And I don't know why, but I got caught. I got more hollowed stuff and stuff I couldn't use yet. Eventually I realised there was a new throwing armour set made out of hollowed armour, and I also got enough bacon to make the well-fed power, which was good. I headed in hell for a reason, and I got a hot pot, which did a nice amount of damage. And it dropped fire. Afterwards, I summoned the next boss, the twins, which in terms of how good I fight them, it's sort of hit or miss. This time it was miss, but it's okay. I fought them again, and this time was a hit. Once I beat the twins, I celebrated a little bit, and I opened the bag to get more stuff. Made the soul forge, which allowed me to make 2 weapons with that strange plate in. The Hadron Collider and the something taser. They look kinda cool. I also made a full set of hallowed armor just because, which just let me become invincible for a bit. I killed another destroyer just because the spark taser pierces and I needed money, which obviously this shreds through him. I killed him, and I made the pickaxe X. Also, something is happening in the graveyard, but that's not important now because I wanted chlorophyte for both money and a new weapon. Also, I hate the spiders. I made a bunch of chlorophyte, and I made the tomahawks. They're the same as the tomahawks in Hardmode, but in hard mode. So that's cool. I headed to this graveyard biome, made an arena, and I summoned another new boss, a lich, which I thought was quite easy until I died a horrible death. After that, a solar eclipse happened, which I thought would be good, but when it actually finished, I realised that you can't skip moth runs, so that sucks. I got scissors. I mined some more chlorophyte. Died to something. And used my life fruits that I got. I attempted him again. And after doing a bit better this time, I died right at the end. Like, because I didn't realise I had to hit the phylactery. So that's it for me. Maybe I'll learn my mistake on the 3rd attempt. No. But this time's 4th time's the charm. And my brain switched on. I will say this boss is actually quite cool. And with that, he was defeated, dropping a new throwing weapon, which was very powerful. And I killed another one. He got me as well. With his cloth, I made a new armor set, which was very, very good. Basically making anything I kill into more throwing speed. I finally made the expert throwing thing for more damage. And I started the old one's army to kill the ogre, just to knock another one off the list. Don't worry. Like the first part, I sped it up. Because this thing isn't very interesting. It's just the same thing, but mildly harder. Eventually the ogre did spawn. I completely just focused on him. And I killed Shrek's cousin. But I forgot it didn't end the thing straight away, so I ended up dying and losing the old one's army again. I thought it'd be a good time to fight Plantera with no arena. Don't do this with just a hole. There's no room to dodge whatsoever. And you just end up dead. After that chicanery, I decided I need to bomb the arena, so I made unlimited sticky dynamite and blew a huge section out the jungle. Not huge, just enough. After a while of 50,000 jungle creatures trying to kill me, I placed the platforms. I summoned Plantera and I was doing good. Very surprisingly good, until I wasn't and died terribly to this creature. Whoops. Anyway, I tried it again. Because third time's the charm, yeah, right? Right. No. Plantera's been always a bit of a bitch for me. After dying again, I found a new potion on sale, which allowed you to dash. So I got a stack of those. Swapped out the shield and attempted her again. And going on a spending spree was the thing I needed. after a short amount of time, I beat it. I decided to make sure I knew where the... have a little look at the temple. That went well. I summoned a solar eclipse because I could finally get moth runs, which drops shards which allowed me to make the new weapon. After killing one or two, I made the true Carwin and the true embowelment. I made the Terror knife the ultimate weapon, I sort of thought. But this weapon was good. It had two different firing modes. One that allowed it to deal damage over time and one that just did quick. I did one reforge and got a pretty good reforge, and I decided to spend the next 2 hours in the dungeon. Because I needed a new material, dark matter. Which basically made about 50 new things for me, including a new armor and a completely broken technique which allows you to teleport everywhere. I needed a lot of it. But eventually I made my first weapon, the Shade Kunai. Little did I know, this weapon would be the one to carry my, out of this. But you'll see that shortly. I made the full armor sets. And the technique. Which, as long as I was doing throwing damage, allowed me to teleport. Which is all the time, so it was broken. I also made soul slashes I didn't use. I was testing all the weapons in the dungeon. Because I said they will need a bit more dark matter for the armor. I finished it off, and the set bonus allows you to take 50% of damage over 10 seconds instead of once, which I forgot to read properly, making me think I was dying from nothing. I decided to test my weapons in the Frost Moon, which the Terror knife was all good and nice, it was doing damage, although if there's one weapon you'd use in throwing for crowds, use the Shade Kunai. I don't know what... maybe I was just thinking, right, maybe it won't be good against the Everscream. It's got a decent amount of... oh no. Why is it already dead? But the Everscream's not that bad, the Sand Tank's a bit harder. Oh. Okay. I mean, if I wasn't missing it, I'm pretty sure it'd be dead, but... oh. That's not strong or... broken at all at this point. Maybe the Ice Queen, those are difficult. Sort of. But a lot of it was just because I was missing a lot. But it was still just semi-shredding its health. If I could actually hit it. Oh yeah, I never actually said what I was doing the Frost Moon for. Other than just ticking on my box, that I did want the Christmas wings or Christmas hawk. And the possibility to get a bunch of other stuff. As you can see, a short while after it just died. If you can't tell, these are going to help me get through the next few bosses. So that's nice. But after getting to wave 14, and still on that high and wanting another throwing weapon just because, I started the Pumpkin Moon. Which, other than the fact they can jump, it was basically the same thing. It just killed them. It killed the Morning Wood, not mine anyway. It also pierced so it could kill multiples. The pumpkin's slower so it was easier to hit. And if you pair it with the Terra Knife doing continuous over time damage, it just kills them all. Eventually the Pumpkin Moon ended on wave 16. I made spooky wings, which are better than what I had. I also made an Avenger emblem just for more damage. I did another Pumpkin Moon just so I can get the Witch Blade, which I never ended up using, but it's cool. I did another Frost Moon to get see how rare the ice cream weapon was. It was very rare, so I didn't bother. I just straight back into the kill Golem. I think I did. It was easy. I decided that I was going to use Terra Knives for some reason, despite having a clearly superior option. It just died. His health is just going down so fast. If there's any weapon you use in throwing, just use these. Unless they get nerfed. That wouldn't be fun. But then basically instantly Golem fell. Picked up his stuff. And I decided I wanted truffle worms to fight the next one, the Duke Fish Run. My favourite vanilla boss because I wanted to fight. But it's just the truffle worms a pain in the ass. But I did have the spawn thing, so that was cool. I built a quick arena. Just 4 platforms really high. And I summoned the big fish. Eventually, I got him down to the infamous third phase, which to be honest, I still don't know how you dodge properly. But I knew how to dodge it decent enough just to beat him. I opened the treasure bag and no fish run wings, which is what I want. Now here's a montage of me trying to get fish run wings. Eventually, I got the bloody wings. which just felt so good. I killed another one just to flex. And I headed straight for the next boss. The Empress of Light. I didn't do the daytime one because I, well, died to the nighttime one, so how the hell am I going to do the daytime one? I summoned it again. Got stuck. Right at the end. Accidentally summoned her in the daytime. Summoned her again, died again. But this, I summoned her again. And after a long fight and some celebration, I killed it and got the thing I wanted from her, which is the Thorium insignia, which will be very important later on. Afterwards, I killed a golem and killed Skeleton Prime to get the destroyer emblem so I can do more damage. Then I decided to try and do the War Old One's army to kill Betsy. There's nothing different about the Old One's army up until Betsy. So it's fed up again. And after all that, I died to Betsy. If I didn't die to Betsy, I couldn't kill her in time before the thing finished. So I gave up on that and I decided to do the lunatic cultists. The lunatic cultists is easy. Decided to do the solar pillar, died because of it. After dying to the solar pillar, I went to the nebula pillar, because that's easy. After dying once, I destroyed the nebula pillar, and I picked up the fragments, which there are different fragments in this for the different classes, which I'm after the white dwarf ones, which give me new weapons that I didn't make the right one. But I did Stardust Pillar next, because that one's easy. After destroying the Stardust Pillar, collecting the fragments from that one, and dying, I made 2 new weapons, the Star Eater and the Slicers, or Cutters. Obviously these are strong. I headed straight to the Vortex Pillar, killed that one, I destroyed the Solar Pillar, and once that happens, the Moon Lord appeared. This boss can be really easy or really difficult, depending on the time of day, but thanks to Shadow Dance, I'd say this made it easier, and also more satisfying to fight. And I think I've got the perfect song for this quote-unquote final boss. Whilst the Moon Lord was exploding, I realised that this is the first time I ever beat the Moon Lord in one of my playthroughs. First try, so I was quite happy. But even though the credits were rolling, there was still one more thing to do since this was modded. One more boss to get in that way. Let's get this done. While the credits were rolling, I made some luminite bars and started making the armor. And then started farming the Moon Lords to get more luminite and stuff. I mean, I did die. And I also decided to make a resource I could have made a while ago, Terrarium cores. Which allowed me to make a new weapon, upgraded shoes. And I killed another Moon Lord. Made more the rest of the armor, white dwarf armor, which had quite a good effect anytime you had a crit to do 0.1% the damage, which is good. And I started to my first attempt of the final boss, the Primordials. Little did I know that this boss was going to suck. And I died on my first try. I killed another Moon Lord. And another. And another. And another. And another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And eventually I got the weapon I was looking for, Angel's End, which is the end game of end game weapons. So I tried the boss again, and it was definitely chunking them. This boss is split up into 3 things. I did okay, and I died anyway. I tried it again. And I died. I got to the second half of the fight, which is fighting the Dream Eater, which is I didn't do too well against this one. But I persisted. I kept trying and trying. I was respawn the fight, hit it down pretty well, and die. And I died some more. I was starting to get infuriated. Like a brick wall. This was my Ornstein Smell moment. The boss that just took me way longer than any other fight to do. It just didn't feel natural to fight. Even if I had to teleport, I couldn't get past, didn't get past the first phase for a while. And when I did, I died. Quite close. I tried again, and I got to the second phase again and died. I died to the second phase once more. I got to the second phase more often, but I just couldn't do it. I summoned it once more, full of hope after taking a break, and nowhere near. I was sick of farming fragments at this point, so I just made a bunch of them, and I died again. After dying once more, I tried another attempt at it. Sort of at my all-time low, but this time I swapped to a different weapon. It's the Star Eater, since it was faster and actually felt like it did more damage and was easier to hit. I also had bought some other potions from the potion shop, And this one felt more nice to do. It felt like I could dodge them easier. I knew when I was going to do things. It'd be a bit sad if I didn't know when they were going to do it, but that's not the point. But safe to say, I had improved. And now, for the final time in this video, I will leave you with some music. And after so long, so many hours, it started exploding. Meaning, finally, it was done. I sat there, not even comprehending what I did, and had a little spaz about on the mouse, and I had beaten Terrarium's Thorium mod. But there was a few extra things I wanted to do before I end. I opened the treasure bag. I made 2 new throwing weapons. I didn't realise there was other ones. There was some other ones, but I didn't get them. And these are the end game of the end game weapons. I also made the throwing armour, which is really strong. The Trifork and the Tidal Wave were all really strong. Obviously, after fighting that bloody creature, it will be. You also get a cool accessory which just breaks the sound barrier, making it uncontrollable. Good for travel, but not much else. It's fun to use though. I decided to do some clean up work, kill myself a dragon with ease. And I wanted to end this off by finishing off one boss that I forgot to do. That gave me pain and embarrassment. As I'm trying to find this, I hope you managed to enjoy my rambling of me playing Thorium. It took me both a long time to finish it and a long time to find time to make it. But I hope you have enjoyed me talking the exact same talking. And as for what I'm going to do next, I think it's got to be Calamity next, isn't it? Continue the throwing. So if you're excited for that, like and subscribe if you want. I don't really mind. But I ended up at the Queen Bee and Eviscerator. And that's the end of that. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you want to see more Terraria, or if you've got something else to suggest. And I'll see you in the next one.